at 6, U.S. Senator Bob Casey returned to Darlington, Beaver County nearly 3 months after the East Palestine train derailment. The senator says Norfolk Southern has not made good on its promises. And in a fiery interview with Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond, Casey says he wants safety and accountability.
The images of February 3rd.
Black smoke billowing up.
Along with the worries.
It was only afterward that the thoughts about the unknown hazards that we may have been exposed to began to weigh on us.
Have not dissipated.
What I'm mad about is Norfolk Southern has promised this community that there'd be dollars available to help families, and they haven't done that yet.
Senator Bob Casey also says Norfolk Southern has not endorsed the recently introduced Railroad Safety Act of 2023. But in a statement, Norfolk Southern said, quote, "We've been clear of our support for many provisions of the bill. We'll continue to work with our regulatory partners and the FRA and NTSB following the science to make Norfolk Southern an even safer railroad."
If you really care about rail safety and you really care about the people of Darlington Township, people in Ohio, support the bill.
The proposed bill includes requiring at least two-person crews, defect detectors, mandatory reporting of rail cars' contents, and hitting railroad companies with heavy fines.
The safety provisions here are significant, and the accountability, the heavier fines on companies, is the deterrence.
Another proposed bill is meant to help first responders. This fire department here in Beaver Falls is still down 13 sets of full gear, plus other crucial equipment because of the derailment.
If the replacement of this lost equipment is not done so quickly, anyone that has an emergency afterwards, they may be the ones that suffer the consequences.
It's about 2 words if you had to boil it down: safety and accountability.
Casey hopes with the current bipartisan support, this legislation will be passed by the end of this year. Reporting in Darlington, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.